Se fanno domande traditional way.
So, we start. Start. Good morning and welcome here in Napoli. Many thanks to Clemente and also to Carlos. They organized this meeting, and it's a big pleasure for us that 57 judges are here, and now also 30 and 4 judges are at home and so. It's possible to follow our meeting also in Zoom, but it isn't the same. It isn't the same. They only see this and have no presentation and nothing. It's a big difference between this. You must not write today a lot of things. You have a present from the engine. Thank you to the engine. You have a stick, and on this stick you have all the presentation and the videos. So you must not write a lot of this. You can use this presentation also for your national judge education, and I hope you will use it because then we know that we have the same information in all the world, and I hope we will have a good meeting. I know it was a short time between the invitation and the meeting, and for the future we will fix the date for this meeting in spring, in March or April, and so we have a longer time between the invitation and for the future we will. Yes, and now thank you to the engine.
Thank you, Robert.
A wonderful. I ask Clemente also to speak some words from the engine comment.
Thank you, Robert, and thank you everybody for coming. A warm welcome from the Italian Kennel Club. First of all, in name of the board of the Kennel Club, I would like to say hello to all of you, and I would like to say a few words about the philosophy of this meeting. We started in the SCI Commission these meetings more than 10 years ago. It was a proposal from Italy already that was not immediately got from the Commission, but we really believe in knowledge and the importance of meeting all together and discussing our rules, because this is the only way to go home and spread our information and spread our culture in order to judge all together in the same way. But it's not only the problem of sport. In the last years, of course, we have the responsibility to give to all the competitors the same knowledge, the same information, and the same judgment. But we have something more. In the last year, we have the responsibility of the future of our sport. Because the way we judge is changing the way people train the dogs. In the meeting today, you will see some videos, some difference between different behavior of the dog, different body language of the dog. And if we accept in the field the dog that shows that he would like to be in another place, then we accept training methods that will stop our sport. we have to give a positive message. Our sport is something positive for the dog, positive for the handler, positive for the society, and so we have the responsibility to tell to the people what is the future of our sport, what is the way of training, and what will be the future of our discipline. The focus point, we discussed a lot in our Kennel Club about this. The focus point of the communication cannot be, we don't hit dogs, we don't do bad things on dogs. This would be always wrong. The goal of the communication is something positive. What we do with our dogs. What we do with our dogs is always something positive, because our dogs have natural drives. And through our sport, we focus the natural drives of the dog to something that is positive, that is good for the dog and good for breeding. This has to be our communication. Our Kennel Club worked out a video. Somebody of you have already seen it in the last FCI meeting. And this video will be sent, the link for this video will be sent to all of you. It's in English, so it's easy to spread. Because we try to explain why we are doing our sport, why we need the defense part in our sport, why is the dog biting his leaf. It's not enough to say the dog is biting his leaf, but it's not dangerous with people. No, it's totally different. A dog that is correctly focused on the sport, on the leaf, is a positive dog. It's a dog with a clear balance in the head. It's a perfect dog for the society. This is the proper message we have to spread for our sport. And to do it, we have to make comparison with something that people can understand. We try to compare this with the normal karate sport. That is a typical sport where people is not hitting each other. It's focusing, is using the drive, a lot of drive to win the match, but nobody is hurting anybody. This message we are trying to spread in our country, and this country, because it is easy to communicate to people. If you bring your baby to a gym to do some sport like karate, you don't grow up an aggressive boy. You grow up a good balanced boy. And if you bring your dog to the sport, you will not grow up an aggressive dog. You will grow up a dog that is positive for the society. And this has to be the message. For the modern society, we need to train dogs, because this will increase the quality of breeding and increase the quality of the possibility of the dog to live in the society. This is could be our message. So I just close my opening just saying to you, all of us have a responsibility. We are working here 2 days, then we go home, and we have the responsibility to train our judges in our countries, first of all, but we have the biggest responsibility to give a line to the trainers. Because through the line we are giving to the trainers, we will give a line to the way the dog is trained. And only this will guarantee us the survival, the long survival to our sport, because it's the most beautiful sport in the world. I would never live without our sport. I love it. I spent 35 years of my life in dog sport, and I would like to spend the rest of my life here, like you and like our children. This is the point. So we have to understand that in this year, in this moment, we have the responsibility of our future. So thank you very much for coming, and thank you very much, Robert and Ari, for your work. I would like to show you the video of our Kennel Club, and then I let you start with your presentation. Thank you very much.
domestication, dogs have become part of the human social context and are now completely dependent on us. This makes man responsible for their welfare. It isn't enough to feed them and provide them with shelter. Dogs need regular social contact with humans and the opportunity to fulfill their natural need for both mental and physical activity. Throughout history, dogs have carried out a variety of tasks, which are now, in many cases, performed by technology. It's the owner's responsibility to provide dogs opportunities to move and continue to perform a variety of activities according to their natural talents and in close contact with humans. Training is the best way to employ dogs according to their aptitudes, fulfilling their drives and employing their qualities to play a game with their owners. A trained dog will have a more rewarding life and its company will be more enjoyable for the owner. The track consists of teaching a dog to follow a track previously drawn by an attendant and find small objects left on the track by the attendant. This is a very natural exercise for the dog, which in this sport can express its drives and instincts, guiding the owner towards a goal that he could not reach by sight alone. The evaluation of track work takes into account the dog's enjoyment in following the track and the intensity with which it performs its task in synergy with the obedience consists in teaching a dog to perform a series of exercises together with its handler, demonstrating not only precision in execution, but also pleasure in responding to commands and in harmony with the handler while working together. The energy in performing jumps with obstacles also demonstrates the dog's physical strength and health, vigor and willingness to overcome obstacles to please the owner. Defense is a simulated self-defense activity. As in a martial art, the dog performs a series of exercises that mimic the use of inching down to the fence and preventing them from escaping and attacking the handler. Each action is performed with a spirited manner, grasping a protected sleeve in an agonistic way, but without aggression towards the man who must never be bitten by the dog. The grip should be perpendicular to the sleeve and held firm until the command "let go" in pursuit of a perfect athletic gesture and control. As in martial arts, in usefulness and defense, competitive motivation is expressed through the pursuit of harmonic perfection of the gesture, without in any way hurting the other competitor. The helper, especially the effective slave, becomes the dog's best friend because he performs a wonderful game with him, unloading its energy and improving its control and balance. Just as in karate, there is no attempt to strike the opponent, only to crush him by achieving a perfect gesture. In the same way, in IGP, the dog does not in any way attempt to tap the helper, but only to assert essential, firm, and strong hold on the protective sling. In both the disciplines, harmony of gesture is presented by repeating the exercise to the temperament. Practicing defense trials helps to train and select dogs that are increasingly balanced and suitable for family life. first training exercises are set up through the use of rewards, consisting of balls for obedience and sausages for defense. Similarly, children learning karate make use of sticky balls to learn how to deal blows without ever hitting the opponent. The essence of IGP is the pursuit of harmony with the handler. Specifically, in the defense section, control and cooperation with the handler, energic grasping, and harmony and perfection of athletic gesture are emphasized. The athletic results are a concrete proof of this.
Thank you very much for this video.
Thank you.
We had sent the link for this video to all the delegates of our commission. And we also will send the link to this video to all of you after this meeting. And I think it's a very good public relation for our sport, a very good public relation. And please spread this video not only to our friends in the sport, also to people they don't know our sport. We must show that it's possible. Now in Germany, we have the problem with Martin Rütter. He is no friend of our sport, and he is only negative, but I think we must also show positive things of our sport. Yes. Now we start with our topics. I will start with some fundamentally things about the rules about our sport, and after this part, Harry, John we continue then with protection work, with defense. In the afternoon, obedience, and tomorrow in the morning, we start with breaking. What we want to have in this meeting? A discussion of modern paralectional evaluation, cases discussion of borderline, explanation of compulsory deductions, and examples based on videos. And I think this is the most important. We don't have in our presentation every exercise. I think it's not possible. You all are judges and you know the rules and you know the exercises. But some things they always have a discussion about. This is this discussion we have it here in our presentation, and in the presentation you have in your lab. We try to answer your questions as far as possible. It never will be that we can give an answer to every question. We will not comment and give judgments. Judgments are definitive and unappealable. This is so. According to the judging rules, a judge is not allowed to criticize the judgment of the colleague. and this is for me also very important. If you are in a competition in your country, and a handler comes and says, "Oh, how have you seen this? And what is this?" And we must stay together. And Günther Diegel said to me, if he has this question from a handler, his answer is always, "I'm sorry today, I get no money. And if I get no money, I don't care." And I think this is the best what we can do. Judgment given by humans and can never be objective. It's not possible to make an objective judging in my eyes. It's only possible if and even subjectively is the goal. Because we have only objective, what is disqualification, what is with the wrong position, what is this we have written in the rule. But a lot of things, the body language, the speed, and can never be objective. Really objective is only subjective and a little difference between the judges. But now we must try to come to one line. We're trying a qualified division for the major examinations, but this requires constant training and the same view. Before we go to defense, obedience, and tracking, I think we must think about some other things. What are the priorities in the dog breeding? The top is the health of the dog. The second is the temper, and the third is beauty. And for breeding the dogs, we must know what are the requirements of a dog owner. The dog owner wants to have a healthy dog, a dog with strong character and nerves, which has no problems with the environment and causes no problems in the environment. And beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Of course, a dog should correspond with the breed standard, whereby everywhere overtyping is to be respected in every respect. Without any overtyping. This we have in a lot of breeds, and we have a lot of problems with overtyping. The purpose of pedigree dog breeding is to at least maintain or, if possible, improve the breeding stock characteristics. And this is, in my opinion, really important for the future of our breeds. The development in recent decades was faster, higher, continue, more. In all the world, not only in the dog sport, also in ski sport, in every sport, more, faster. And the specification came from the judges. What we want to see, the trainer do, and what we want to see, the breeder breed. The trainer adapted to it, and the breeders have tried to breed more and more dogs, which is a good result possible. What is the goal of many breeders? They have breeders, they are breeding dogs, they are possible to get high ratings at the exhibition. And breeder to breed dogs that they are able to achieve high ratings at performance events. What has been in a lot of breeds, we have big problems with the health. And no standard in SCI gives to breed dogs that they are not healthy. With the brachycephalic breeds, French dog, mops, and. We have big problems in all the world, in all Europe, with the veterinary and with dog welfare. And there are more, and in our sport, we see always more and more dogs in the working dog breed who have a very low control of irritation, a bad nervous condition, and are no longer durable for normal owner. I think in this situation we have. The purpose is of the test is to select dogs for breeding. And this in every trial and in every level. It starts with IGP1 in the most of breeds, and it ends in the World Championship. Because the winner in the World Championship will produce more puppies than the dog 130. So it is important. Every competition is important, not only for the sport, also for breeding. Responsibility of the judges. Both show and performance judge bear great responsibility for the development of the breeds. It is the same in the show like in the work. What can we judge? We only can judge the benefits. We only can see what the dog shows us on this day and at this moment. And defense, 7-8 minutes. This is all we see. We must have an equation of the dog for 7 or 8 minutes. And in obedience, about 9 minutes, 10 minutes, then it's over. And so we only can judge what we see in this 8, 9, 10 minutes. And it's irrelevant for the assessment. Only a self-confident, strong natural dog deserves a maximum rating. Dogs with significant restrictions may not find entry into the breed. A word we had forgotten the last years is the stimulus threshold. Trigger of an aggression behavior is always a stimulus. Low threshold, a choleric dog we don't need it. It's not good for the breed. What do we really need? We need a medium dog, a sanguinica. This dog we need, and with this dog we can do everything. We also don't need a dog with a really high threshold. A phlegmatic dog we don't need, because with these dogs you can, it's hard to work with this dog. But also we don't need a dog with a very low. We always speak from stress, the dog is stressed. And my opinion is stress is not only negative. Stress primarily has the evolutionary function of releasing the tension and tension of the organism by releasing stress hormone in order to react quickly in dangerous situations. Stress is therefore originally a natural positive reaction of the body. And we cannot only speak of stress. We must, it's a difference between a positive stress and a negative stress. It is not fundamentally negative. Stress increases responsiveness, so everything, pupils, the heart, and. Stress is positive if a solution is found or a solution positive experience can be used. And this, I think, is really important. If the dog can find a solution for a situation, then he has no negative stress, or he can found the solution, or he can use the solution that learned time ago. The expressive behavior, what is the expression? The expression is what the dog expresses from the inside to outside. We always speak our report. The dog should have a positive expressive behavior, and it's really important, but I think we must know what it is. The dog shows us what he feels and brings his expression from the inside to out. Some words to the responsibility of the examiner. The first points you see here, these points we all know, and this is normal. But what is really important also, the decision on possible exclusion from an event, what the judge doesn't see. If they have a problem, anything against the animal welfare, and it is not on the field, the judge cannot see it, he can make no disqualification. And then you must have an examiner who says, yes, so it is. And if we have a bigger problem, he has the responsibility towards the authority. If the police came or the law came, it's no problem for the judge, it's the problem for the examiner. And so we need here people, he must not stand in the field, he must not make the shotgun, gunshot. This is not important, but he must be in the examination, and he is responsibility also toward the authority. And this same comes.
I have a question about, I see that there are the pedigrees. And it's a big problem because we're born in two clubs. And I think that we need a very strict, nice database with the clubs, can be in the American, can be in the another. If I am judging the club trial, that I need the pedigree. Now there are the clubs, they print pedigree and can be the many brands there. Yeah, and we need to understand if it's for FTI, if I can judge, because in Czech Republic is that if it's the FTI club, then you can judge. If not, that has to be registered in the, there has to be number for the registration in the Czech Republic. Yeah, that if no pedigree dogs can't go to the club trials, and we need a really strict database that the pedigree will be real for the FCI, that under FCI. We need it.
I don't really understand. Dogs come from.
I understand the question because, sorry. Each dog who live in country, for example, in the Czech Republic or in Slovenia, it is important from, doesn't matter from where, need the pedigree number or for the breeding book registration from the country. If come from another country, owner from another country, you don't need. But it's up to your country or up to you if you can judge this dog if he's not a member of the FCI or he does not have a collaboration with the FCI. So if you buy the dog in the United States and you come with this dog in the Czech Republic, this owner must register the dog in the Czech Republic. And he will get the stamp and the number of the breeding book of the Czech Republic. If it is the regulation.
If the owner is from Czech Republic, he must, the registration have also in the book in Czech.
Yeah. If not,
I had a talk.
You must do before. For example, me in Slovenia, I cannot judge the dog if they have no the standard, prison number registered in Slovenia.
yeah, if they coming from Poland with
This is no problem. He needs an export pedigree from Poland, and then with this export pedigree, you must.
handlers from Poland.
The handler, the owner must have the export pedigree from Poland, and with this export pedigree, you can register the dog in Czech Republic, and then he can compete also in Czech Republic. When I come from Austria with my Austrian dog, then it's not he mustn't register because I'm not from Czech Republic, but a person from Czech Republic must register it in your book. And they need an export pedigree, or if it's, I don't know, if it is a XOC, if they have export pedigree, then you must ask your national kennel club for them.
Yeah, thank you.
What is the beginning and the end of a test? The examination begins with the submission of the performance review, and it ends with the return of the performance. The final ceremony, the award ceremony, is still part of the examination and still counts as an assessment of social compatibility. And we know it. And I ask you, if you are charging a competition, before the ceremony is starting, go out to the field and look the protest. We don't need the protest all together, the first, the second, the one. There should be a distance. We don't need a disqualification in the ceremony. We have the best dogs on the protest, and then in the ceremony, we make a disqualification. No, please, a big distance and the protest. You know what I mean. The same is, it's very nice to see if the handler comes with the children to the ceremony. Please not. It looks nice. But if they're standing in and two dogs begin to fight and this child is in the middle, then it's never nice. Then we have a big problem. And if you are charging, look to the thing and say, please, no. It would be nice, but it's too dangerous, it's a risk. And it is a risk. I had written it here in this presentation. It is not enough, for example, if the dog was presented to the PH, but that it didn't pass it. I had this dog, he was in the PH, but he didn't pass it. He also must have it. And the second one is it not really good written in the rule books? Since 219, we have also IPG8, and if he changes from IGP1 to IPG, then he can compete and he can be the winner of the competition, but he gets not the title if he has not level 1 and level 2. This is not really a good written in the book, but it's not so important. Termination of the exams. due to illness or injury can also be done against the will of the dog handler if the dog cannot meet the requirements of the explanation regulations and the opinion of the performance judge. And this is really important for me because 20 years, 30 years ago, we were on the dog place, we had seen this dog cannot jump and said, yes, he cannot jump and we go home. Now we have social media, we have working dog in our big competitions and YouTube, and everybody can see it. And these videos are in the social media, and dog welfare says, look, IGP, this dog, he cannot jump, but he gets a result, and. Please, if you see the dog cannot make an exercise, terminate it. The dog is not possible to make the exercises, and so termination. It's hard, I know it's hard, but I'm sure it's very important for the future of our sport, because every video we have in the social media is terrible. Also a discussion always what we have to write in the book. It's not disqualification if he terminates by himself. Then you write in the book, to termination of the dog handler, and it's over. We have in breaking 20 points, and this is now I go home. Later, it's not the big problem. Termination, your determination of dog handler and ready. Here, the reasons for termination, I think you all know them. Dog is set on the track for 3 unsuccessfully in the departure area. And this 3 times, this is in all the rules. In breaking, 3 times search, over. After the article, 3 times search, over. And this we have in tracking, we have in obedience, 1 command and 2 second commands, and then the exercise is over. The dog runs away, recall 3 commands. After the 3 command, the dog is not by the handler, termination. In the defense, we have the same out, disqualification. Always 3 times. And also the same we have in all the rules a break of 3 seconds. This is also the same. In breaking, if it picks up the article and he takes the leash, 1, 2, 3, search, then it's correct. In retrieve on the flat, 1, 2, 3, out, 1, 2, 3, push. Always this 3 seconds, and always it's the same. Joseph.
Joseph, I would like to ask, on your previous slide, you have the termination because of handler. And what is the consequences of this for the next competition or?
Nothing. Nothing. You can make in your country, if you say he makes a termination by himself, you can say regulations, you can make regulations for the selection for World Championship or. But I think we are so small group, and we must be happy if we have a handler. And our mind should be, how can we get more and not how it is less. This is my opinion. The dog leaves the track to follow more then bound line length or handler requests the instruction. I think this is always clear. And if it doesn't reach the end of the track in the given time, here is only in FH, if it is on the last line, you cannot terminate. The dog leaves the helper before the judge instructs the handler to leave the center line and can no longer produce directly or leaves the helper again. Dog fails in a defense exercise, and here, if the dog fails in a defense exercise, here it's not the same. If we have a termination in tracking, then he has the points from the start to the termination. And it's possible to have a positive title in tracking. For example, the dog goes without a mistake from the starting break to the last ankle. No problem, everything, no mistake, everything's okay. And then the last ankle, the dog goes straight and you make a termination. Then he had 78 points from the start to this point, because the last line are 15 points and the last article are 7 points, so he can have 78 points, would be possible. In protection, it's the difference, because it would be possible that he makes protection work without a mistake, and in the last exercise, he falls. Then he would have 85 points. And in protection work, we say if he has a problem in one of the exercises, then it's 0, because 85 wouldn't be correct, 69 also not, so it's 0 in protection. I hope you know this all, but we always have this question.
One question, is it almost 50 points for the last line?
No. This is Pato Pare. My example only, if you say 19, 15, 15, it should be the length and the difficulty of the line. You can make a difference. But for example, if I think the point
it's really important, because now I get the message is -50, -7. Now I get the information, it's -50, -7, what we explain. So it's important that you say it depends how many points you put on the last one. It's important how many points you put on the last line.
No. You cannot see it same for me, but I wait for Harry, because for example, this like is low. And this is so short, and this is so short, you must give the points for this. I think we agree. This is the difference. I cannot say it's always 50 points. Reasons for disqualification, I think it's, you also know it, kein guter motivation. Pick out the item on the trail and don't keep it up. Dog does after a while animal and can no longer work. Dog breaks out during the test and doesn't return after the recall commands. I think this is also okay. And yes. Unsportsmanlike behavior of the dog handler it is possible that the handler comes with 2 dogs. And if you make a disqualification, because it's an unsportsmanlike behavior of the dog handler, then he is disqualified with both dogs, with 2 dogs. And if the dogs doesn't leave the sleep, and you make a disqualification, then it's only for 1 dog. I think this is clear. But yes, these questions always come to me, and so I want to repeat it.
No problem.
Shy dogs, dog shows a variation runs the handler. This is an evaluation in the exercise. And the dog shows a panic and tries to leave the place or straight around, then it's a disqualification. And if you are not sure, it's also written in the rules. If you are not sure, the handler has to take the dog on the leash. You go away, the leash must be locker, and you try it once more, and then you can say yes, disqualification, because he's saying the same reaction, but he cannot leave because he's on the leash, or it's a zero exercise normally and a long down. If the dog comes when the shot, then it must not be a disqualification. It can be, and if you are not sure, you can say, please, now dog on the leash for fluff. And it shows no reaction, then only 0 points in this exercise, or it shows the reaction again, then disqualification. The vocal commands, every word may be used, but for the same execution, always the same word. The name of the dog may be given when calling in place of a hearing signal for the watching and the presence after the helper as an additional hearing signal. I think it is also clear. The hearing signals have to be performed in a normal key, but it's a difference between obedience and protection. And the long attack, it's normal that it's louder. But only to drive is to talk into obedience. 6 plus! This is not normal. And this is a help, and this will be found out. The evaluation is based on the grades from which the points are derived. Point judging is to be rejected, it's made important that a fault judge and not a performance judge. We don't pull off points, we give points. If he comes to the field, he has 100 points, he has 0 points. And from exercise to exercise, it's more. And not 100 and down, but 0 and more and more. And I think this is the problem of the last years, that we only look how many points here, how many points here, how many points here, and we don't see the whole exercise. You must say, is this exercise excellent? Is it very good? Is it good? Is it sufficient? Or what it is? And then from this vote, you can say these are minus 5%, 10%, 20%, 25%, and then you come to the points, and not the other way. And not the other way. The 15 points, the line on the of the track. If the dog, and this is 150 bases long, and 149 bases, the dog is correct, and for one time he makes so, and you say yes, minus 1 point. Then this line is never excellent. This is a middle very good. And if he does it for 3 times, then this line is a low good. And when he is on the next angel, and you say, how was this line? Was it excellent? Was it a full excellence? Or was it very good? And you may, if you say it was excellent, but not full with 15 points, and you say, but it was excellent, and you say minus 0.25 or 0. 5, then it's okay. Then it's excellent. And otherwise, this is only a very good. And is it correct? For 1, 5 this, and everything was good, but I think we must change our mind in judging, not only points, but is it excellent, is it very good, is it good, or what it is. And also, if you say it's good, good is between 20% and 11%. If you have 10 points in an exercise, 8.75 are good, 8.5 is good, 8.25 is good, and 8 is good. Important is it good? But then you can say it's a high good or a low good. And here you can spread. Not only good is minus 20%, good is minus 2, good is minus 3. So is it a high good, very good, high, very good, low? Yes. Thank you. This was the first part.
Solo questa cosa perché non vedono.
I'm really happy, and it's a really pleasure for us that the leading persons of the FMBB and also WSB are here together, because I think we must all together go one way. It's normal to have a little difference, but we need one way. Also the WSB and the FMBB and for the thank you for your comment.
Okay. All this presentation you get in this USB. So it's not necessary to make the picture of the photo because you can put in your computer. In my part, I will not read what is on the PowerPoint because you have it there. I want to discuss, I want to go over a bit different way of discussion. So I give you 5 minutes. If somebody wants to go to the toilet after the coffee, it's not a coffee break, but 5 minutes I give you and then we start. Okay?